Okay, I've disconnected everything from the circuit again, and this time we're going to use two boards that are for 3-pin components, so two 3-pin boards. You will find in your box of components a potentiometer. So it's in the third box in the second row of the box, and you can feel that it has 3 legs on it. So we're going to connect this to the boards in a way that we haven't used before. So on your 3-pin board, where the block with the lever is on the 2-pin boards, we've now got a little smaller block. There's 3 holes at the front of it as it's facing me, and on the top are 3 small levers. Now these are a little bit finicky. You might just have to use a fingernail, but if you pull up like you're opening a can of beer, you should be able to pop all 3 of those levers up so that they're pointing towards the ceiling. So that opens that connector. Then we're going to take the potentiometer and we're going to hold it so that the knob of the pot is pointing up towards the ceiling and the 3 legs are pointing away from us. If you pop the pot down onto the surface of the board where there's a little gap, you can slot those 3 legs into those 3 holes that are on the same terminal block that we just pulled the little levers up on. So holding that potentiometer in place, really firmly press down each of those levers on the pot. Like, give them a good press. You want it to make good electrical connection on the terminal block, and hopefully your pot should be pretty firmly in place. It might wiggle up and down, but you shouldn't be able to pull it out if you're pulling it towards yourself. So that's going to be our pot board now. And the second type of connection you're going to make is in container 4 in your component box. So second row, fourth hole, you're going to find a servo. Now, for the purposes of this video, and I'm really sorry, but what I'm saying and what I'm doing on screen are not going to match up, and it's because I do not have the correct type of servo to hand. I left them in work, but you will get it in the connection. So taking your servo and your second board, your servo has a JST connection on it. So it's a little bit like the same one we used for the lithium battery in the first set of circuits, but this one is 3 pins. So directly above the signal socket on the board is a JST socket. So you're going to slot your servo into that socket. And again, the orientation, the wiring should be correct for it. In this video, what I've done instead is I've used our one remaining type of connector, which is directly in front of the ground banana socket. Directly above it, there is a 3-pin female header. So I've just used jumper cables here going from the DuPont connector on my little servo over to those 3 headers. The rest of the wiring will be identical, but just that's the difference between what you'll be doing and what I'll be doing here. So let's wire this guy up. I'm going to take another twisted pair banana cable and I'm going to wire my servo first. So my servo, I'm going to put ground of the servo board to ground on the Arduino. I'm going to take a red braided cable and I'm going to go from positive on the servo board to the 5-volt positive on the Arduino. Again, you'll be able to find that with the little cross shape. And then I'm going to take one of these smooth cables to wire up the signal. So for this guy, you want to connect your servo to, I need to check because I forgot which one I attached it to. 5. Okay, so we're going to start in the top right pin, the one with the little divot, that is pin 0. So counting from right to left, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to pop that in. And my servo gave me a small fright by doing a little jitter as I connected that. That's because we're going to actually use the servo or the potentiometer to control the servo. But at the moment that pin is floating, so the servo is getting confused signals. So with the labeling on these boards, ground, positive and signal, that does not apply when we attach a discrete component like a potentiometer. It's only true for the modules that we connect with the connectors, the JST or the Groves. For this, we're just going to think about this not as signal, voltage and ground. We're just going to think of it as pin 1, 2, 3. And they're in the same order, the pins 1, 2, 3 on our potentiometer. So I like to think of the left hand side, pin 1 of my pot, as being ground. So it's the lowest value as the wiper's coming over there. So I'm going to connect a ground cable, so a twisted pair, from pin 1 on my potentiometer to ground on my Arduino board. I'm just going to stack them into each other again, just out of habit, I don't know. I'm going to take a positive cable, so that's one with the braided sleeve, and I'm going to put it into pin 3 of the potentiometer board. I'm not going to use the terms ground, positive here, it's pin 3, that's how we need to think about it. And I'm going to stack that into the 5 volts socket where the servo is already attached. So I'm just going to put that cable directly into the cable that's already there. And then the very last thing we're going to do is we're going to wire the wiper of our potentiometer. So that's pin 2, our last middle one. And we're going to connect that to pin A0 because it's an analog read. So with those analog pins that are closest to us, if we find the one that has the little hole, the little bump in, the indent in front of it, that's pin A0. So I'm going to connect my last banana socket there. Okay, so now we can put our servo down with this little bit of Velcro, or we can hold it. And if we turn the potentiometer, so twist it round to the right and left, you should be able to feel that the servo is moving with it. Okay, that's it. That's for all of our Arduino examples. So I hope you're keeping up and that this all makes sense. But of course, let me know if anything in these instructions are unclear. Thanks.